biggest thing really that's made it tougher on the pitchers here, I think, in this league and in other leagues, is a tighter strike zone. The strike zone here is tight for the most part compared to other parts of the world, certainly in the United States. The reason for that, I'm not sure, but it does make it tougher to pitch in this league on average overall than it would be in other leagues that I've seen over the years, in my years in baseball.
Okay, moving on to the next question. We have number 2 is, how have the younger Taiwanese pitchers developed? For example, the number 1 pick from 2016, Chen Hu.
You're talking about 62.
Yeah, 62.
Right, yeah. I call them by the numbers. They don't want me butchering their names. He's a bulldog. I call him a bulldog. He has got the right mentality, especially for a young kid. He's got a lot of confidence. It's almost cocky, which is a good thing, under control cockiness. All great pitchers have that, and he's got it as a young age. He's got a lot of confidence. The physical ability is there. He's got the stuff. But what makes him good right now as a young pitcher and the performances he's had is that he's a bulldog competitor. And that's the edge that the good ones have. I've been very impressed by that young man.
Okay, and moving on, this is going to be an interesting question for a lot of people because we don't really get the pitching perspective from a lot. Who are the toughest or best hitters in the league and cause the most problems, not only for you, but I'm guessing for pitching coaches everywhere?
There's a couple of really good young hitters in this league come to mind right off the top of my head. 24, the shortstop for the Lions, is just a pesky, stays on pitches, fights you at the plate. He can run. He's a good-looking little hitter. 88, they got some guys here with the monkeys that can swing the bat. 88, 58, that young man is a fine young hitter. He stays on, hits different pitches in different locations of the strike zone. He's got a great swing path through the zone. 29 is a veteran slugger over here. That kid he's got a great idea at the plate. So there's a lot of guys that you got to make good pitches on here in the league. Of course, our guy Hollywood's a threat at the plate every time. So there's hitters throughout this league that you constantly got to battle and make good pitches. A couple of those kids that just right off the top of my head that come to mind. There's a couple guys on the Fubon club that can really swing the bat. You can't make many mistakes to 42. He's got a lot of power. 15 is a veteran hitter with a great swing. Ex-big leaguer in the States, I believe. So every team's got some guys that can really handle the bat.
All right, and next up, is there a difference between in coaching Western players and Taiwan pitchers? I mean, I know a lot of the times if you're going up against local guys, you need an interpreter, but is there a difference not only in just communications methods, but as far as pitching style or guidance goes?
The communication is the big thing, and we got some great interpreters here, which make our job a heck of a lot easier. They do a tremendous job, and it's critical. Their job is so critical because talking to pitchers is critical, not only in what you're delivering, but the way you're delivering the message. And that's what I've asked Jonathan to do more than anything, is get the tone across and the intensity and the message. You can say a message, but you can say it 2 or 3 or 4 different ways, and it's going to get across or not get across. So coaching these young kids, I think one of the big things I'm trying to instill in them is a toughness, bring in a toughness on the mound. Of competitiveness. Pitching inside is so critical for pitchers to be able to survive against good hitters. And this league, there hasn't been a lot of that done over the years. So when I got off the plane here and showed up in Pingtung, my first message was that we were going to pitch inside and be aggressive and knock guys off the plate, not hit people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not about being a headhunter. What I am about is teaching kids that they own the plate on the mound, not the hitters. And a lot of these hitters are diving out there to the outside pitches, which these guys do because they're used to it. Well, we're going to do something about that. And that's one of the biggest messages I've tried to get across to these kids. It's foreign to them. They're not used to it. It takes a while to learn how to do that and to do it with the right attitude. So that's been a process, and it will continue to be. So when I leave here, whenever that is, I want to leave I don't know if you want to call it a legacy, or I want to leave with these guys a competitive button that you have to turn on so you can be the best pitcher that you can be. Without that button being turned on, you'll never be as good as you could be.
Actually, a really quick follow-up question to that, because what you said really just resonated right now. Do you find a lot of hesitancy to pitch on the inside for fear of giving up a base, or just getting hit by the pitch?
That's a real deal, especially for young guys that have never been challenged to do that and done that growing up. And some of the guys have taken to it very well. Some of them got to still get better at it, and they got to learn how to get that attitude with throwing inside. And again, I'm not talking about hitting hitters. That's going to happen once in a while as a byproduct of this. But you have to be able to pitch to both sides of the plate to get the best hitters out. You can't let them just dive on you and look at one area of the strike zone. So it's a process to learn that, and some guys get it quicker than others, and that's in the States as well. It's taken me almost a year and a half, 2 years at times to get these young kids used to, and they got to believe how effective it is. It has to be in their body. And when they get that conviction, then they get good at it. And until they do get that conviction in their body, I can talk to them until they're blue in the face. But when they see themselves, when they see their fastball jamming a hitter and tying them up and getting a weak ground ball or a pop-up, and it doesn't take that many to do it, then they get the conviction, and then they get good at it.
Okay. And just as we close up this interview really quickly, one last question. You've been here for just a few months now, is it?
We got here the latter part of January. I think we started spring training in Pingtown. Then we went to Arizona for a couple weeks. And so I've been here, since the early days.
How are you liking Taiwan so far? What's your impressions of it?
I did talk to you off camera here earlier. The people here are wonderful. I've never felt safer in a country than here. You can walk around the streets of Taiwan anywhere, and man, you're safe. And it's so unique that way. I've been around the world with baseball, and I'll tell you what, the world's dangerous out there. But it's not here. I don't know what the heck. They either threaten everybody, or I don't know what the deal is. But I'll tell you, the people here are wonderful. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the people. The only thing I have a problem with here is the umpires need to open up their strike zone.
Okay.
Everything else, and I'm sure the umpires are good people too, but they need to loosen that strike zone up a little bit, and then we're all good.
That's strict.
Yeah. It's blatant more than any place I've ever been. But
have you tried stinky tofu yet while you're here?
I will not even go near that because it's the smell you got to get through. I got close to my lips. I know I smelled it. It got close to my mouth, and I couldn't do it. I don't think I did it.
You did. You finished all.
No, I didn't eat that, did I? Was that what it was? Okay, I guess I did.
All right.
I won't do it again, though.
Well, Bud, thank you so much for your time. That's all the 5 questions we have. I know we have a lot of eager listeners because, like I said, the Brothers Baseball has a long, long legacy here in Taiwan, and we wish you the best not only in today's game, but for the rest of the season. Hope you guys see you guys in the playoffs.
We got to kick it in gear, get it going. We'd love to get in the playoffs. That's what we're driving for, and I appreciate your time as well.
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully I'll see you again soon, Bud.
That'll be great. Appreciate you.